I want to wish you luck in your endeavors. For let's see, how do I do this? This is luck for you. Luck of the Irish. We have any Irish people out there? I'm sure we do. I'm a quarter Irish. My grandma was 100% Irish. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. I'm glad you're here to dissect the news. I have my shamrocks. I'm good. Just like 3 minutes ago, I'm like, oh, I have shamrocks. I have shamrocks. So here we are. Green's the color of money. So may you have lots and lots of money in abundance. I have the Llewellyn cards because they're kind of Celtic. Happy that you're here. I have a lot going on my website, so make sure you check it out. When you get bored with me talking, you can check out my website. PsychicAnnetteDion.com. Do you have your green drinks? Green drinks, everybody? I have a green beverage. Actually, it's green powder. Healthy. All right, Llewellyn, the Llewellyn Tarot. I am taking your questions. Let me know what they are. I hope you had a good Friday. An awesome Friday. And there's a lot going on the front, the country front. So, green mint, yeah, that works. Green mint, what's wrong with green mint? It's fine, yeah. You had your Superfoods Electrolyte Grebe drink earlier, Glenn did. All right, well, truth be told, the news is freaking me out a little bit. So let's take a look at what's going on. I think a lot of us had past lifetimes in countries that were led by heinous kings and dictators and fascists. So I'm getting triggered. Oh yeah, about the news. I know I almost don't want to go there, right? But we have to be grateful. Be grateful. We have to be grateful for what's going well. I do think we get triggered. I do think that we've had past lifetimes that were really awful. I did say before I left, yeah, deep breathing does really a world of difference. It helps a lot. I did say between Wednesday and tonight that we would see like indictments and catch you up. You've been offline all afternoon. Gosh, I'll do my best. But first, let's put up some positive thoughts. In the chat, let's put up some positive thoughts about new beginnings and spring and healing and heart chakra stuff, because heart chakra is green. Lucky Charms, you signed up for Equinox. Oh yeah, thank you for bringing that up. I'll do my commercial midway, but I just want to say right off the bat that on Sunday we're having an Equinox party. So an Equinox party. All right, I'll look at your question in a sec, Glenn. And a spring equinox party is when we have we can have flowers, we can have colored eggs, we can have colored candles. We're going to do a ritual around the spring equinox. And I just want to show you something from this morning, which might be a little hard to see, but see how this morning it was 6:51 sunrise and 6:51 sunset. Right? Good. I'm glad you're coming to the party. Oh, Barbara made Irish potatoes for St. Patrick's Day. Didn't realize it was a Philly thing. Oh, yeah. Oh, the Boston thing too. Lots of Irish immigrants landed right here on our shores back in the day. So yeah, 6:51 sunrise and 6:51 sunset. So that's why it's called an equinox, the spring equinox, because it's equal light and dark. Beautiful day in Minneapolis. Still pretty overcast and very windy and cold here. Anyway, so what I was saying was we need to keep it really light and happy tonight because there's a lot of heavy stuff going on. I'm reminded of what Dr. Wayne Dyer said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So I'm going to look at every stress that we're going through in this country as a sign of change for the better, as a sign of change for the good, as a sign that we are seeing the disruption of the darkness and we're moving into a time of light. He scares me, just quite, in your face. Trump scares the heck out of me. I don't even know where I got this necklace. I think at a craft store. So you may have heard what Trump has been saying. Trump has been saying that basically the United States of America needs to be gotten rid of. Yeah. So don't worry. Yeah, you like that quote. When we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. Irish soda bread. Somebody made me some Irish soda bread a couple of years ago. It was 2019 because it was prior to COVID. 3 years ago, COVID was the case. So, just what Trump is saying is basically, it's all right in front of us, not counting what's behind closed doors right now in terms of what kind of crimes he's committed. Yeah, I know, Electrostorm. What I was just saying, you might have just jumped on, is we actually get triggered because we had past lifetimes where this type of thing was the case. And I don't have to go into gory details, but there were some terrible things that happened in the past, in our past lives that we witnessed. And I think that I think I was alive during Hitler. I know everybody doesn't remember their past lives, but I get very kind of terrified from my head to my toes. So what we're going to do is we're going to really see if we can get a lot of people to come to 20 on Tuesdays. I really need your help. What's that dish with cabbage and mashed potatoes? It's an Irish dish. I made that a couple of years ago. It was really good. So I'm just reading how you're kind of catching me up on what you've heard today. So so Donald Trump, who has way too many followers, way too many in his base for my comfort. Cole Cannon, thank you. I knew it started with a C. Yeah, that was delicious. It was like Irish cheddar and mashed potatoes and cabbage. It's really good. I thought it came out good, and it was the first time I'd ever made it. I didn't cook anything for St. Patty's this year. So Trump is an enemy of the United States. Okay, so he was an enemy of the United States when he was in the White House. He's been an enemy of the United States all along. Those of us in the know who just kind of knew and sensed it, or just knew because we're psychic, or we've been very uneasy with him the whole time. And we're going to take a look at, here's why we have to meditate, because when people meditate in a large group, when you use an Instapot for Cole Cannon, it's really not that hard. Anyway, back to Trump. Just when people meditate in large numbers in a group, it's been proven through studies that the crime rate of an area has gone down. So, so it's getting into our subconscious. First bad dream you had about him scared you silly. I can understand that. He's very scary. what the fascists are doing is very scary. And I sent off yet another email to MSNBC this morning complaining we are praying as a collective at 20 on Tuesday. If anyone's not coming to 20 on Tuesdays, I'm just wondering why. So I wrote to MSNBC again today to tell them to stop speaking about DeSantis, I had to say DeSantis, as though he's a viable candidate for government. For president. For whatever. He hasn't announced that he's running. But I'm starting to call Florida fascist Florida. And I'm calling Florida fascist Florida not as an exaggeration. You find it interesting that DeFascist could have Trump extradited. It's the first time somebody referred to him as DeFascist. Yeah. The other night, somebody's saying, where's the DOJ and all of this? Well, the other night, and you've heard them say it. You did the Fox Your Box thing? Unfox your box. Right? I was saying the other night, the DOJ is treading lightly because of the threat of violence. We really have to rally. We really have to get on board together. I think the thing that upsets me most personally is I don't feel like enough people understand what's happening. So if we call Florida the fascist Florida, no, I'm not saying Floridians are fascist. Now I have to back up. I'm not saying Floridians are fascist. I'm saying the government in Florida is fascist. You do understand that I'm not calling Floridians fascists, I hope. I hope you understand that. I'm just making the point that the fascist governor is behaving in fascist ways. Okay, so I'm going to pick 3 cards about Trump. Hang on a second. Help me to understand something. If you can help me to understand something. I hear a lot of people say things like, how come the Democrats aren't doing this? And how come so-and-so isn't doing that? And I just want to know, the students have been protesting. I want to know, and you can put it in the chat, brag about what you're doing in terms of activism. I would love to see you brag about what you're doing in terms of activism, because that will inspire me. Ready, set, go! As I pull cards about Trump, but let me think about something specific. Go ahead. Put in the chat what activism you're doing. Put in the chat what activism you're doing. Well, if you live in Canada, you're off the hook. Put in the chat what activism you're doing. Are you signing petitions? Are you writing emails? Are you gathering people in your community and talking about how our country is the right-wing extremists want to make our country? Thank you, Sandy. She comes at 20 on Tuesday and she calls our representatives. You write emails. Joan, I know. And the only reason I was asking that, Joan comes to Grassroots of Democracy, is because of how many times I hear and see people in the chat saying, why isn't so-and-so doing this and why isn't so-and-so doing that? So I just want to make sure, I just want to make sure that you're all, kind of patting yourself on the back. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I have Grassroots of Democracy that I started. I'm keeping up to date. I'm doing the PNNs to make you aware. Became an election worker at the polls. Excellent. The thing we must do is keep it consistent. These are the cards about the Trump situation. Just the energy around him right now. He's trying to Trump is, this is a magician, is trying to trick the American people. I'm not really sure what that specifically means, in what way. The Six of Wands, well, everyone's saying, why isn't the DOJ doing anything? Well, I get that they are. The Six of Wands, that's about January 6th. Yeah. Emails to President Biden, signing petitions, and also, you know, about saving democracy from fascism. The Five of Swords. So Trump, even though he's you know, issuing death threats and he's threatening the United States and he's doing all these terrible things, he's saying all these terrible things, you can't even believe it's coming out of his mouth, and he looks awful, by the way, but he is actually going to come out with worse stuff. Good, I'm so glad you're sharing your activism. Yeah, thank you for sharing your activism, because what it does is it gets more people like to want to jump on board, because, you know, it's fun to join the club. So the Five of Swords is, even though Trump has said such heinous things and he's made such heinous videos, he will do worse. He's doing worse than that. He's planning to do worse than that. See, at your spiritualist churches, they are Trumpsters. They're brainwashed. That's what scares me. So what Trump is doing right now is he's really heavily engaged in seeing how much mind control he can exert on his cult. Glenn visualizes a peaceful, equitable, free country. His lawyer is tampering with Trump case, going all in on these shows and acting aggressively. Yeah, we talked about him for a long time. Takapina. Studying how democracy works. Yes, on... Is tomorrow Saturday? Oh my gosh. Tomorrow, we have a Grassroots of Democracy meeting. So do come. Your grandmother was Irish? Oh wow, that's quite a mix there, Barbara. Got a little Irish in there. The DOJ is coming after Trump for January 6th. We know that. But this is what concerns me. Trump is working on how to further brainwash his people. And the Five of Swords says, you think he's come out with some heinous things with those videos. There's more to come. Alright, so are you guys seeing any progress with your activism? Hopefully, seeing some results? We post news from PBS, CBS News that are neutral on Facebook. How do people respond to that? Curious. Okay, so Glenn had a question, but it's kind of gone way past me. So if you want to post it again. I'm going to look at what's going to happen when Trump is indicted. It's a when, it's not an if, it's a when. Remember, there's a really important election in Wisconsin for the Wisconsin Supreme Court. Judge Janet needs to win. Joan's winning! Some get pissed off, some find it great, didn't know. How incredibly dangerous Trump is and the GOP. How incredibly dangerous. Cheryl, that's great. She posts Midas videos about Fox on Facebook. To see how incredibly dangerous they are is why we all have to really get together and pray. I'm not trying to scare you. This is a reality check. I'm going to look at the issue. Now remember, what was that? Now remember, we were very concerned about violence for the elections. And we did have the extremists show up at the polls. Remember? The extremists showed up at the polls and color cut and paste. Are you an astrologer? I'm just wondering. Oh, Milu had the same things to say. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm full reveal, people. I'm very concerned. I'm very concerned. So, let's take a look at how safe we are. Remember in the elections we were worried and the extremists showed up? You know, I think they were armed at the polls. You're an astrologer? Give us a little insight. A little more insight. Yeah, so I'm just reading the chat. The DOJ, the United States of America, in a way, good, Darren's an activist. In a way, how can I say this? Trump has got this country where he wants us. And where he wants this country is he wants us afraid. Which is... Lori's talking about Midas touch. So Trump wants us afraid, which is right out of Putin's playbook. John Cronin is starting to respond to your emails. Personally? I'm not sure I know who that is. The Four of Cups. Okay. So this is about the energy of what's going on with Trump and everything in this country. In a way, Trump has got the this country's government in a hostage kind of a situation. So Color Cut says, who's an astrologer, Pluto and Aquarius will shift the balance of power in a more fair, equitable way. Okay, we'll hang on to that. The Four of Cups indicates that this is when we're not seeing an opportunity to be involved and make a change. I hate to keep pounding it in everyone's head, but I'm just going to keep pounding it in everyone's head. We have to get involved. This is the Four of Cups is about, there's an opportunity to be involved in saving our country from fascism, but she's looking down. Okay? No, I haven't discussed New York either. I've just been freaking out for the past 20 minutes. So we have 90 minutes, so just getting warmed up. Yeah. Trump is holding the country hostage. I'm just going to lay it right out on the line for you. He's holding America hostage. Yeah, Dancing Warrior, I agree. Read what Dancing Warrior is saying. Four of Cups is too many people are looking down and are not looking at the opportunity to get involved. Democracy is government by the people and for the people. Yes, we have to, I mean, here's the thing. Most people don't act until they get afraid, right? But we don't need for it to go to catastrophic levels. The Ace of Swords is we have the sword of truth on our... Joni ain't scared. Good. I do get scared. Full reveal. Today. I'm just laying it online. I get scared. You're going to get me on Jimmy Kimmel? You have a connection? That would be fun. I would love that. I would totally love that. The Ace of Swords. I don't think I'm famous enough yet. I need to go viral. For something good, hopefully. The truth is on our side. This has to do with too many people just not paying attention. I mean, honestly, really. And this is that Trump has put us in a hostage situation. And I want to make a point because a lot of people are saying, oh, why aren't the Democrats doing this? Why aren't the Democrats doing that? This is a very important point. Everybody listen up. Listen up. This is not a Democrat-Republican issue. Yes, Satan is the father of lies. Mimi Rose is saying it sounds like... She's saying... Sounds exactly like what Satan does. Yeah, well, Satan, I mean, in Catholicism, they call Satan the father of lies, right? Oh, there's Chuck. Stop trying, stop struggling. I think I read that at Church of Spirituality. Stop struggling, begin to be calm, to trust in the higher laws of life. Even though you do not see them, they're still there. Yes, and what I always remind people of is when Ernest Holmes was alive, he went through World War I and World War II during his lifetime. So, you know, we do have to stay the course. George H.W. said, stay the course, 1,000 points of light. Who remembers that? Oh, thank you, Soul Surfer. That's so sweet. Hey, Chuck. So that Four of Cups had to do with not enough Americans being involved. Because we have the sword of truth on our side. It's not so what I was saying was, if we can get people to understand, and here, let's have some good news. If we can get people to understand that this is not a Democrat-Republican issue. This is our national security is at risk issue. Yeah, so drag butts to the polls, and we have to get our voting rights back. So the more you can get people to understand, this is not about if you're a Democrat or a Republican or, right or left. It's not about that. Yes, thank you, Soul Surfer. The young have stepped up and voted, and let's give the youth some credit here, because the youth were, we kind of have to take more responsibility, because we're the ones that weren't getting involved, right? The youth are the reason that we didn't have a red wave in the midterms. Now remember, some good things have happened. So the good news I wanted to share was that, and I have been saying this too, during the January 6th committee hearings, the people were thinking that, oh, those people that watch Fox, they'll never know, because they won't watch the January 6th committee hearings, to which I kept on saying, and I think Milu was saying this too, I think he was. Her grandmother was born in 1901 and couldn't vote. During that time, I was saying that it would be like there's a term for it, when there's a car crash. You might not want to see the car crash, it might be too disturbing, but you'll look anyway, because there's red lights and there's sirens, and it's human nature to want to see what's going on. So during the January 6th committee hearings, I kept hearing from people, oh, those Trumpsters, all those Fox watchers, they'll never watch it, they'll never know what happened. To which I kept on responding, don't be so sure, because I know that people that watch Fox watch the January 6th committee hearings. Of course not all of them. Rubbernecking, that's the term. So now, today, we hear that according to some statistic, people are starting to get upset. That Fox viewers, like a good percentage, I don't want to say what the percentage is, because I don't know exactly what it is, but it was more than I would think logically, are not taking Fox at its word anymore, because of course they haven't been talking about the Dominion lawsuit on Fox on purpose. They've been trying to hide it. After the FBI raid, that might have done it. Fox has been trying to hide that this Dominion lawsuit is happening, but we live in the information age, so of course there are people that are finding out about this Dominion lawsuit and finding out that they've been lying. There was lying. They continue to lie about that the election was stolen, and people are starting to wake up. So that's what we want to see happening. We'll meditate about that on 20 on Tuesdays. Don't think that they're not going to start shifting, because the truth, like I just pulled the Ace of Swords, the truth is going to save us. The truth in our activism. Ariana is 13%, that's something. Let's see, let's ask the pendulum. Is the number of people that are viewing Fox going to go up? The number of people that are angry at Fox, is it going to go up even more? Is it going to go up? It's going to go up even more. They aren't going to handcuff Trump. They're afraid. I don't want to say they're afraid. What the DOJ is up against, that's why I got the Two of Swords. What the DOJ is up against is they have to figure out, and I had said a long time ago, when they come for Trump, they're coming in the night. You're interned at Fox 5, not Fox News. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a different Fox. Um, I don't see him like handcuffed, arrested in plain view. I never have. Next week everything goes down. Brazilian crystals. That's a loaded statement. Let me have some green tea. What are you guys drinking that's green? Truth and Peeps. Hi, Christine. I was thinking of you today. Wanna go dancing? Christine's local. 9 o'clock. There's a DJ. I think there's a DJ down the street at Minglewood. Okay, enough private conversation. Did I hear what MSNBC said? Wait. I need to try to keep up. Next week everything goes down. Is that what you're referring to, Brazilian? Oh my. Let's ask the pendulum. All right, so let's earmark the good news. It looks like people that have been watching Fox, that have been believing Fox, people are starting to get angry at Fox. Now, the other night, I think it was Monday night, I said, pretty sure it was Monday, I said that I was seeing Dominion winning their lawsuit, going to trial and then winning. And then the guy said Fox will have to pay out around $5 billion. You have a green colored spray can, that counts. So I picked up on that, and I picked up on people waking up, and then we heard from the grand jury. They're able to speak now that the grand jury, that's all finished up. And we'll see what happens, and we'll look at what happens in Georgia. He's the most crime-ridden person I have ever heard about. But one of the people on the grand jury said that if the citizens of the United States know what they now know, the grand jury in Georgia, this nation would not be divided. It's extreme. It's extreme. What do you guys? All right, I can't be reading your conversations and doing a reading at the same time. Get your green juice going. My mood ring is green. That's funny. Yeah, scary times. We've been through scary times before. They're trying to fire Fani Willis. Yeah, they're trying to turn us into a fascist nation. I'm just doing my best to get everyone used to the language that we have to use to wake people up. Because Americans will wake up. I mean, if they recognize that we are in as much danger as we were before 9/11. When people realize that, when people really realize that we are in as much danger as we were prior to 9/11, maybe more. And I know we're all grown-ups and we can handle the truth, right? When people understand that, they will get on board with saving our country. They will. So most likely next week. Yeah, it's really right around the corner. It's right around the corner. There will be violence. My Sagittarian just came out. I just have to tell you, there will be violence. We can pray for there not to be violence. You have zero desire to live in the Fourth Reich of the United States. Who was that said that? Darren? There'll be a lot of news up until the 23rd. Oh, I think there's going to be a lot more news. I don't think it ends on the 23rd. Okay. Let's take a look at Michael Cohen. Let's remember the protesters stopped a war in the 60s. Go to Curiosity Stream and watch the documentary about California. There's a series about California. It's pretty good. It's really good. Michael Cohen. I'm just going to read about Michael Cohen. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up, and please hit the thumbs up. They said with tears in their eyes, it was the biggest, best arrest the country has ever seen. Okay, I'm lost. Michael Cohen. This is, Michael Cohen's done the hard work. Michael Cohen has done the hard work. He's moving away from having done the hard work, and he's having to just, Michael Cohen is having to just kind of hang on to what he knows right now. And the Nine of Pentacles, he will be rewarded for all his truth. The Mindzilla projectors, happy days are coming and shall be here again. Good, I like it. Your friend who is in the Navy in California doesn't know if he's going to come back to his hometown because of what's going on. It's day by day. Where in California? Are you talking about a weather thing? Oh, thank you for hitting the thumbs up. And if you can subscribe if you're not already subscribed, that helps me too. I don't know how. Let's see. So Michael Cohen, I got the Nine of Pentacles from Michael Cohen. So it looks like Michael Cohen is going to be, it will be fruitful for him. He will be able to feel satisfied that he did his part. And do you remember, Michael Cohen is the one that Elijah Cummings before he passed away. Elijah Cummings is the one that straight on looked Michael Cohen in the eye and he said, "Come on, man. When you're dancing with the angels and they ask you, what did you do to help save our democracy? What will you say?" Oh, will he get his law license back, Michael Cohen? I think that's the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah. Yeah, Michael Cohen told the truth. Absolutely. We shall overcome 45. You guys are giving me optimism. We need to talk about it, right? You colored your milk green with food coloring? Go, Betty! That's great. Let me endorse what I'm having. Hamama, which is a company that you can buy sprout growing kits, which I got a little bit, I don't know, not that good at. But they do make a green powder. This is a Hamama. It's a sprout company. It'll keep you going. All right, so Michael Cohen is having to hang on to this information, but the Nine of Pentacles indicates that he will be rewarded, and the Six of Swords means that this is it's like a journey out of the difficulty. Looks good for me too. Oh, good. The green juice. Green juice is good. I was into smoothies a lot, and then I stopped doing smoothies. Okay. Focus. Let me tell you, I'm going to segue over to Russia right now. Let me tell you something. And this is, if you've been following me, you know that I keep on saying Putin is not Putin. Putin is, there are so many doubles. Start looking at the pictures. Because to me, it's glaringly obvious. Connect with that hot young plumber guy from Boston on MTN. You lost me. Totally lost me. Oh, Midas Touch. That was the part that I didn't get. What's his name? I nearly fell off my chair when I saw they have a Boston guy, full-on accent on Midas Touch. I don't think I've seen him very much after that first one. Maybe they didn't like the accent. I don't know. I thought he was wicked good. All right. What should we ask about? Okay, Putin. It's not him. It's not the person who invaded. It's commercial time? No, it's not commercial time until 45 minutes. The person who invaded Ukraine is no longer alive. I'm telling you, it feels to me like there are 10 Putins. Hands like plumbers are always interesting from the back. Is he a plumber? What we're referring to is as a new host on, they do little short videos, and he's on Midas Touch. And he's from Boston. I don't know if he's right from the city, but probably right around the area like me. Yes, and thank you for bringing that up. See, that's why we're here. Be grateful. There are so many out there doing the darndest to bring justice, big and small. And there are so many, read Chuck's quotes. There are so many organizations that have popped up, like Grassroots of Democracy, but there are very, I have always seen that Putin had doubles. There are so many organizations that have popped up to save democracy, and we're getting all involved at our group. That is not true. It's about the effing music. I know we have a friend from Slovakia, and she said, not Slovakia, sorry, I didn't mean to say Slovakia. We have a friend from Ukraine. I met because she lived here before she moved to Salem. That said, it's common knowledge in Ukraine, and has been for a long time, that he has many doubles. The Kremlin is, it's a group. And they're heinous. And he has been called out for war crimes by the International Court. I don't know if I'm saying the name of the organization properly, but, like Trump's over there still calling for ending NATO. You belong to Act Blue. I donate $20 a month to Act Blue. It's pizza night. I know. I didn't have anything Irish. I had a Beyond Burger. Yeah, get involved. It's fun and it's healthy to get involved. Okay, so we're reading on the Kremlin. Well, this is similar to what I got the other night. Now, notice the Queen of Wands has a sunflower. That's about Ukraine. Ukraine is winning. Yeah, he's being called out for war crimes. What's the name of the organization? Is it the International Court or... Yeah, so it's about the effing music doesn't think that Putin has a double. It's tough when you're a psychic and you've been practicing for so long to say that what you see and sense is not really there. You know what I mean? The International CC, The Hague, remember that's where Jack Smith was working. International Criminal Court. Yeah, but I think they're located there in the Netherlands. Tribunal, International Criminal Court. Okay, thank you. Thanks for the information. You all make me smarter. So the Queen of Wands is Ukraine ahead, right? Because NATO is strong and NATO is together. It's in the Netherlands. I'm not sure really why. The Boston guy was So that's Ukraine is going to get kind of like a boost. The Eight of Pentacles, they're working really hard. NATO's working really, really, really hard. And the international crime offices. And remember, that's what Jack Smith was doing. Yeah, we all make us smarter, and that's what we do in Grassroots of Democracy. We make each other smarter. We inform one another. I'll look up the Boston guy on Midas Touch. I'll see what his name is. Maybe I'll look him up. That's where Jack Smith was working, at The Hague. Prosecuting war criminals. And what is Donald Trump? Donald Trump is a traitor. And he's a war criminal. He incited a war in the United States of America. Think about it, right? And the thing that has got me a little bit freaked out is that I feel like Trump is doing the same thing that he did before the coup. More on that later. So it's going to take a while, but they're working really hard on investigating Putin for war crimes, and I think that they're going to make a lot of progress. It's just going to, temperance means they have to be going through it methodically. We know about that. Yeah, I mean, he's just, like I was saying the other night, one of the charges he faces was violating the Geneva Convention. Yeah, and I was saying the other night, Louise is saying the doubles have surgery to make them look like Putin. To make them look like Putin. Anyway, it's about the effing music. You can believe whatever you want to believe. We're not trying to convince you. I'm just saying from my perspective. It's just what I do. I do see it actually working. I think he will be prosecuted for war crimes. I really do. And just for the fun, let's see if we get a time frame. Well, whoever's posing as Putin, well, will the Kremlin be prosecuted for war crimes? Yes. Yes, 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 yes. What classified info did Trump give to Putin? What didn't he? The DNA does not change unless it's planted. I'm a little lost. How will we get rid of his doubles? This has been going on for a long, long time. You probably have heard me say that Kim Jong-un also died and he has a double. For entertainment purposes only. I've been doing this work a long time and I know what a... Boston Brian, okay. I know what a psychic impression feels like, that's all. Did Jack Smith approach Merrick Garland to help prosecute Trump, or did Merrick Garland... You know it's Merrick, right? Or did Merrick Garland go get Jack Smith? Do you guys visit other channels? Because it seems like I've heard these questions. Yeah. I don't, yeah, I mean, so the question is, did Jack Smith approach Merrick Garland to help prosecute Trump, or did Merrick Garland go get Jack Smith? I mean, it's kind of neither here nor there to me. They're all in the same pot, right? They're all in the same pot. They're all in justice, right? And Merrick Garland was aware that Jack Smith, he's totally aware of him. Hey, Annie. And so, because Merrick Garland was aware of Jack Smith, I just feel like it was just talked about, you know? I get that it was kind of both, 50-50. You heard a report that Kim's sister responded to a recent big event instead of him. I thought about what he said. Yeah, I feel like Kim Jong-un died a while back when we were getting reports that he was very sick. And remember, we had also been getting reports that Putin was very sick, right? So when he, not even from a psychic perspective, how did Putin go from having Parkinson's and some kind of cancer? How did he go from that to now he's all fine? You know, how did he go from holding on to the table and being shaky in a meeting and almost stumbling when we saw some video of Putin? How did he go from that to, you know, not very long ago, maybe a couple months ago, I saw a video of Putin and he was practically skipping to the table to sit down with a Chinese diplomat. It doesn't, you know what I mean? It was colon cancer. Garland approached Smith as Smith was prosecuting at the Hague. Yeah, that's what I got. You know what I'm saying? Having a double is common practice. That's what my understanding is. It's common practice in fascist, dictator states. Russia dumping oil on our drone. Yeah. So it's unbelievable how rogue they have been. It's really incredible. Alrighty. Should we go to Ron DeFascist? Not sure what... There's so many questions that I could ask about Ron DeFascist. But now I'm noticing that it's 49 minutes in, and it's time for our commercial break. I'm going to tell you what I'm up to. And my assistant sent me a list so I wouldn't forget anything. This is our time for our commercial break. Stay on. You can go grab something to drink or whatever you do during commercial breaks, but I do want you to hear what I have to say, so turn it up loud. I have a class on weight loss. Hang on. I have a spiritual approach to weight loss class. I'm referencing this book, A Course on Weight Loss by Marianne Williamson. This is a class about healthy body image, and whether you want to lose weight or not, it doesn't matter. You can participate in that class as a free Q&A on April 1st, which is coming up faster than you realize. So there's a free Q&A if you have any questions about the class, where you and if you want to just go ahead and sign up, you can save $20 if you sign up by tomorrow. So that's a 4-week, every Saturday class in April. It's a spiritual approach to weight loss. This Sunday on the 19th from 6 to 7:30 Eastern Time, we meet on Zoom. We're having a special spring equinox, new moon in Aries celebration and ritual for Ostara, which is spring equinox, and we're going to have, candles and flowers, and we'll do a ritual for new beginnings. I have plenty of room to do a reading for you, psychic.dion.com. On Sundays at 1, I host Church of Spirituality. I am the minister. I'm the creator of that church, and that's every single Sunday at 1. Tomorrow, if you were part of the Radically Forgiving class, we're doing a part 2. So sign up for that if you can. And also on the 25th, I'm having another pendulum class. So you can sign up for all these things on psychic.dion.com. Also, grassrootsofdemocracy.com is where you go to sign up to attend our meetings. You will receive copious notes about how to save democracy and what we're up to. Even if you can't make it to the meetings, go to grassrootsofdemocracy.com to put your email address in, so you'll get all the information. And on Tuesdays, I have 20 on Tuesdays, which is a guided meditation group. We meditate for 20 minutes on a healed America, and we are seeing signs that it's working. And we know that when America's healed, the rest of the world heals with us, because we're all in this together. I probably forgot something. Sign up for a reading. Psychic.dion.com. I mean, I can't even tell you how much information comes out in a reading. I'm also a spiritual life coach. You own Marianne's diet book. I don't call it a diet book. It's just I haven't read it. I haven't read the whole thing. 21 Spiritual Lessons for Surrendering Your Weight Forever. It's more about a positive relationship with your body. Okay, so in a reading, Gloria comes to 20 on Tuesdays. In a reading, you receive information about your life path. I do mediumship. I read the tarot cards. I'm clairvoyant. I help you with any problems you might be having. Let's see. Whatever you need in a reading. And I've been doing this for longer than I like to admit. Anyway, psychic.dion.com. And if you'd like to donate, please donate. And there's a tip jar below. Speaking of green, I appreciate your support. Oh, and one other thing is I have started the Kindness Corner. The Kindness Corner, it would be complicated to have a body double. The Kindness Corner is something that I just started yesterday. And send me your stories of kindness that was offered to you or kindness that you observed. I'm looking for stories of kindness. We do Zoom for the different events that I have. If you can put the Grassroots of Democracy link up there, I'd appreciate it, so people can just go right to it. Yeah, so anyway, hit the thumbs up, please. So do get involved, because it's good to come together. It really is. It's really good to come together. Who had a question that I didn't answer yet? Let's see. Yes. Oh, so send your kindness stories to AnnetteDion7@gmail.com, and I'll read them on my little short video. Okay? Now we are going to ask a question about the fascist. Let's see what kind of things Ron DeFascist is going to be encountering. He's gonna Ron the fascist is going to have to be holding on to. He's gonna have to be keeping track of his lies. We do pray as a collective on Tuesday, so come. Church of Spirituality too. Thank you, Soul Surfer. He's not allowing black sororities in Florida. Did we talk about that the other night? I think we did. Okay, so the Four of Pentacles is, the fascist is scrambling to remember what his lies are, is what I'm picking up on. To remember, he's getting caught in his lies. Will Satan help get Trump get to New York City for indictment? I don't understand that question. The light's being revealed. I mean, this is what I'm getting about the fascist, DeSantis, is that his lies are about to come out into the sunlight. Yeah, good old Ron, the gift that keeps on giving. The lies are about to be shown a light on. And the King of Cups is, gosh. Yeah, I think I say about Satan every single time that it's just a matter of time before the hammer comes down on him. Which is really interesting. Let's read a little bit more about that, because I'm seeing the hammer coming down on him, and I'm like, what? Just like VD? Okay. I'm trying to focus. Damon has a hammer. I see the hammer coming down on DeSantis, but it's like right now he's just trying to keep up with his lies. New York City will need Florida to help security to take Trump. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, DeSatan is connected to Putin too. And the hurricane money disappeared and the COVID money disappeared too. And it's just, I really get the strong feeling about him that he's going to have a hard time covering up his lies. A lot of lies going on. The Six of Wands. Four of Wands. Yeah, I actually feel like I see the fascist always watching his back. That's what I see. Always watching his back. It's very mobster. You know, gotta always watch your back. And that's what I see. That's what I see with the fascist. They're always watching his back. Always watching his back. He's not comfortable. And he's a weird guy. His staff is turning on him. Oh, tell me more. PS1. I'm getting tangled in my shamrocks here. Keep it real. Thank you. I do my best. I'm tangled in shamrocks. Is anybody going dancing tonight? All right. Let's take a look. We've heard that Mark Meadows is setting up all these housing developments where he wants all the right-wing supremacists. Well, he wants all these terrible people to live in the sort of like whole area. I think of around DC. It's crazy. Top of the evening to you. So let's see what Mark Meadows' fate is. If you want to read about that, I'm not sure which publication that was in. But Meadows is up to no good, Cheryl. Just trying to keep you late. Yes, putting with his fingers back to Satan. I mean, honestly. It reminds me of when Rudy farted in front of Haba. Was it in front of Trump's lawyer? Can you imagine let's have a little rant. Can you imagine being in a position where you were looked up to, where you were a government official, like a governor, and being with your people, and you get a cup of chocolate pudding, and you eat it with your fingers? I mean, it's bad enough to eat pudding with your fingers, but what the heck? Damon, you're so funny. I just can't even imagine. You and I would both, if we were in a dignified position as a leader. I'm part Irish. If you're in a dignified position as a leader, yeah, Amy, I'll get to that eventually. The Mueller report, it's kind of like this is too much current right now, but I will get to it eventually. Maybe even if it's not tonight. Yeah, I mean, come on. If you are in a position of prestige, we'll just say prestige, that shows that you have no respect for the people that you're with. I don't think I've ever eaten pudding with. Has anybody here ever eaten pudding with their fingers? I'd skip the pudding too. I went to India back in the 90s, the late 90s, and I couldn't get used to that in South India they eat with their hands, and that was hard for me to adjust to. I'm not saying it's disgusting. I'm just saying it was hard for me to adjust to that. But I don't think the fascist has, I don't see the reason why he would be eating with his fingers. Yeah. No way. It's true. It's true. I mean, I don't think it's fake news. It's easy to believe, too. Amy wrote a question up about will the Mueller indictments ever be unsealed, and I see that they will, but it won't be to the public. It won't be to the public. I mean, they're there, but they're not going to be revealed to the public. I'm not sure why. But speaking of not being revealed to the public, we do have to go to this. There's a crazy judge in Texas who is nuts. A lot of them are nuts. There's a crazy judge in Texas who's a misogynist, very dangerous person who is going to ban the abortion pill. So, just so you know, DeSantis eating pudding with his fingers. Just so you know, I have picked up that judge is going to ban the abortion pill. Amy's asking why they're going with the Stormy Daniels case. We need to get this guy however we can. And Trump is the most crime-ridden person ever to hold public office, I think. All right, so this judge in Texas, women are dying, girls are dying. Yeah, we're still on. We keep switching from a funny topic to a really serious topic, so I should give you a little bit of a warning. That judge in Texas is going to ban the abortion pill. Women and girls will die. So, crazy handpicked judge. Just crazy. First you hook him, then you reel him in. I missed who you were talking about. So this is about the case in Texas that could lead to a nationwide abortion ban, which is murderous misogyny. Let's just be real, okay? What the fascist movement in this country is attempting to do, yeah, it would lead to a countrywide ban on the abortion pill. So if a woman has complications in pregnancy and her life is at risk, they won't give her the pill or perform an abortion. So women will die. Yeah, the whole country. This is why I rant about everybody being activists and paying attention. Even if everybody does their part, we have a chance of saving our democracy. Every single citizen, 350 million. Do I have that right? There are more guns than people in the United States. We have 400 million guns in the United States, and I think it's 350 million. It's women's health care. 350 million citizens. So what they're actually doing is putting the fear of, like the death penalty and the fear of doctors losing their right to practice, and so it's torturous, murderous misogyny. 331 million citizens. Ballpark. You're hopping? What does that mean? Are you a bunny? What do you mean, Tweet Scotchy? We should be marching. Yes, so I'm looking at what's going to happen with that. He's going to turn it. He's going to go ahead and the reason it popped into my mind to read about it now is because we were talking about us not being able to know what's happening. Because we were talking about the Mueller, the report being sealed or whatever, which brought to mind that this judge is not allowing the press into the court as he decides to rule on this abortion pill. So we have to remain calm and focused, and we really, 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 really are. We're remaining calm and focused. What was that saying? What was the Queen? Stay calm and carry on. Be calm. So he doesn't want to allow the press into the courtroom. Now let's remember, we live in a democracy. Tim's asking a tough question, does a fetus have a soul? I feel like abortion does not do anything to a soul. I have always felt that the soul enters as soon as the baby is birthed. Or maybe right before. I've always felt that. That's my psychic feeling about that. So, it's really unbelievable. So he's going to, here's the other thing I just want to mention, is the fascist in Florida wants anybody, it's called the blogger's law or something, anybody who wants to write about the government in Florida has to clear it, has to apply for the right to write about the government in Florida. And so our right to, it just has to get a new body. Somebody was asking that tough question about, I didn't know that was what the Bible says. That's my psychic impression. No matter what, the soul is fine. So Ron DeSatan is, and I was talking about the media blackout of Ron DeSatan back after Hurricane Ian. I was picking up on some kind of a media blackout. So the same thing is happening there. So this judge in Texas who wants the abortion pill banned across the board is not wanting any reporters or cameras in the courtroom. So he's shut himself off. And the fascist is doing the same thing in Florida, shutting himself off from scrutiny. And so we, the people that own the government, we pay our taxes, we own the government. We, the people, in a democracy, have a right to know, and they're not letting us know what's going on. Okay. Ron the fascist is connected to Russia too. Okay, we're having some heavy conversation in the chat. Yeah, the Republican people don't see it, and what they really have to see is this is not about what party you're in. Okay, so the lover card indicates that a lot of American people will rise up because of this, and I have always seen that this abortion issue is going to cause both men and women to come together. The men are going to stand up. The good men are going to stand up for the women of this country. So the lover card indicates that we will come together. So that's good. The magician is, I feel like it's going to get flipped. This judge is going to flip it. It's going to ban that pill, but it's going to get flipped back. I do think that, from what I see here. Okie dokie schmokey. Okay, so yeah, let's ask is Trump going to stay in his presidential Thank you, Amy. Is Trump going to stay in his presidential campaign? I do not see Trump. There's a few Republicans, like Mitt Romney, who's like an old school Republican. He's an actual Republican. Mitt Romney was governor of Massachusetts, and we were the first state to have mass health care. Is Trump going to stay in the campaign for president? I'm getting a no, so that's hopeful. Yeah, that's hopeful. As much as you can, get the people that are Trumpists, or maybe that's too much of a stretch. Get the people who are, on the fence about which party to support. Get them to understand this isn't about supporting. This isn't about, well, Mitt Romney did that in Massachusetts. I'm just saying, he got us mass health. So, I have to stop following the chat for a second. So that's, what you have to get people to see is that this is not about whether you're a Democrat or a Republican. This is about having a safe country where we don't get attacked. I've had that question before. Will Trump flee? And he thinks about it, but he won't be able to. I don't see that happening. Let's look at the let's just look at the energy. I know it's going to be for a brief time of the energy of Trump right now. Let's just look at that. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. Okay, this is the energy of Trump. He definitely feels hemmed in. Yeah, he definitely feels hemmed in. His health, Trump's health is terrible. Trump still thinks that he's president. I mean, he's delusional, and he still thinks that he's president. The magician, this is really similar to what I got before about Trump. The magician keeps coming up. The magician is the card of the night. It keeps coming up. Somebody's saying Germany can have him back. I don't think Trump ever lived in Germany. Jack Smith is questioning 20 workers at Mar-a-Lago. He has a down low on Trump. Yes. Yeah. So, Trump still thinks that he's president. I know, it's crazy, but he's crazy. If you read energy and you look at the pictures, if you read energy and you look at the pictures of Trump recently, there is a vitriol and a violent hatred in that man. That's why I was saying early, when I first came on, it's scaring me. I have to go pray about it, So the Eight of Swords, so he's feeling very, very, very much trapped. Very, very, very trapped. And he still thinks he's president. And he's, this card, the Magician, is coming up because it's saying that he's working on mind controlling his base. Just telling you like I sees it. Trump is working on how to brainwash his base and to rallying for him in a violent way. Yeah, let's read about that. The women in Texas that are suing the state because of this abortion ban. Women will die. I said that early on. Women will die. I mean, it's just... That's total. That's about as extreme misogynist as you can get, right? What about David Pakman? No, he's not a normal human being. And Trump is really, he's mentally ill. He's mentally ill like he's like a murderer mentally ill. Yeah. Exactly. So Lois is saying he showed us who he was on January 6th. I mean, this is not a stretch, right? I'm just pointing it out. He wanted them, he thought that Mike Pence deserved to be executed. He wanted Nancy Pelosi to have a bullet through her head. He wanted these people to be murdered. So let's really just get on our soapbox about we need to stay safe, right? A sociopath, psychopath, total freak. And I'm not just saying that, right? When you see his picture, especially if you read energy, it's just like demonic. Just like Putin. What am I reading on? I forgot. Let's read about Pence. He's crazy. He's crazy. He's a crazy sociopath. Fascist. Thank you, Betty. Women in Texas. I'm reading about the women in Texas and how that's going to go. I do feel a lot of people rallying around those women in Texas, and I feel it's going to happen in a big wave, so that indicates to me that that judge is going to go ahead and ban that abortion pill. I feel massive, remember I just got the lover card, I see massive amounts of people activating after that judge makes that call. I do. I mean, there comes a point when people are dying, there comes a point where we have to step in, right? Right? Okay. Yeah. These women they have a lot of support behind them. These women in Texas, there's 3 of them. They're suing the state of Texas for this abortion ban because one of them got sepsis because she miscarried and she almost died. So you know, if there's one that's standing up for her right to live, I mean, most women wouldn't step forward. They wouldn't have the resources. So, Pence gave a speech in front of a huge fly swatter? Are you just making a joke? That's pretty funny. I do feel like these women in Texas have the law on their side, actually. The real law, right? The Queen of Wands, their message is going to get out. This is kind of their life calling to stand up for women. The King of Wands, yeah. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle between the judges, is what it looks like in Texas. And she wanted the baby. It had nothing to do with, I'm just going to go get an abortion. No, it had nothing to do with that. Horrible, horrible stuff. Okay. I was asking if anybody's going dancing, because I see somebody saying dancing warrior, love it. Let's have some more green juice. Okay. What else? Women should not be put to death because of an abortion. And that's what they're going for in South Carolina. I'm telling you, it's going to get to a point where you're not going to feel good if you don't do something in terms of activism. Okay. Let's see how Joe Biden's gun control initiatives that he's signing into law. You going clog dancing? I'd like to see some Irish dancers. That would be fun. I know there's a club here that they always have Irish music. Not Irish dancers, but there's not enough room for that. But by now, almost 8:30 my time, they might be winding down because, people drink a lot. New Mexico just made complete abortion and health rights legal. They did? Huh, that's interesting. The U.S. takes a good hard look at our history. We'll never... Oh, yeah, I want to read about Ron DeSatan's ban on the books. You heard that he's trying to cancel Rosa Parks. He's trying to, whitewash, literally. Ron DeFascist is trying to whitewash American history. Well, they're trying to make this country white, which is just not even... I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. Did you hear a bottle drop? I didn't hear a bottle drop. Hang on. I got thrown off by the clog dancing. I just asking about? You missed the bottle drop? I didn't hear the bottle drop. I think someone just said bottle drop. I think it's like a phantom sound that they're hearing because they expect it. I would have heard it. And I'm surprised I haven't heard it. It was just about time. Just about time. I have the justice card. I do have the justice card. Is Miss Orchid's Garden in the chat? Let's take a look at Ron DeFascist's book ban and how that's going to go. I think that was my question. But sometimes I just blabber on. I think the restaurant's open. They must be busy too. How's Ron DeFascist's whitewashing American history going to go? The book ban. Thank you. Yeah, I thought that's what I was reading on. Karma's going to have its way with Mr. DeSatan. And actually, this is a communication card, and that's a good sign. The communication will win. So what I want us all to do is to write to the, we're going to find out, and we are looking into this at Grassroots of Democracy, find out who the book publishing company is that went ahead and started changing their books. Because the state of Florida is forbidding, is making it against the law to teach United States history. Yeah, it just popped into my head. It's whitewashing, right? They want to whitewash American history. Now you have a feeling something will hit Ron DeSantis head on? I do too. I do too. Oh yeah, you're going to be there for grassroots. Go to grassrootsofdemocracy.com. I'm telling you, that group is just going to explode. There's a bottle drop. Right on cue. It's always around a little after 8:30. So right to... We'll find out who it is. I think we did just find out. I just don't have it handy. Who the book publishing company is who publishes books for schools, for the educational system in Florida, and they have started to change their books. We need to write to them. There are only 2 textbook companies. What are they? Yay, Bottles, the night is complete, right? He sure does need to go. Yes, there's some really nice chatters here. Thank you for being with us during these tumultuous times that make us all a little bit nuts. Don't drink too much. Remember when COVID hit and the amount of alcohol people were drinking just skyrocketed. I'm telling you, we're a nation of addicts. I think he was changing the story of the Diary of Anne Frank too. This is the kind of stuff that makes my blood boil. It should be against the law to edit history. 100% head of the Einstein Institute. Who's the head of the Einstein Institute? You're gonna be quiet? Dancing warrior, come on! I'll feel alone I'll feel alone if you don't comment, because I get fired up and then I have to apologize. Milu saw the law coming after DeSantis. I've been saying that for months, since last year. The air was clean during COVID. So the publisher is Studies Weekly. Yeah, that's right. So Studies Weekly is the name of the publishing company that has changed their books because DeFascist wants to whitewash history. You saw indictments next week. Oh yeah, indictments are coming. I know, Dancing Warrior. I do end up having to apologize. Well, not really. I mean, sort of. For being me. That's why I always show you my button. Well-behaved women rarely make history. I didn't buy it. Someone gave it to me a while ago. Oh my, look at the time. Let's see what's going to happen in New York. Say prayers for protection to all the prosecutors. Say prayers for protection for Alvin Bragg. Prayers for protection for Jack Smith, for Merrick Garland, for the FBI. Say prayers of protection for all. Thank you. Tweet Scotchy. Beat me. Say prayers of protection for our entire DOJ. Prayers of protection for our president. Let's just keep it going. Protection for Georgia. Because right now, when society becomes an addict, we definitely have a problem with addictive behavior. Yes, because right now this is the thing that's nerve-wracking, is like we're on the brink of something major happening, and well-behaved women rarely make history. I did mention who I have to give credit to Laurel Thatcher Ulrich. Have to look that up. So we're at this really kind of a point where we have to be courageous as a nation, because when those indictments come, this is why I'm saying I'm picking up on that coup energy, and I keep on getting the magician card around Trump, which means what he's involved in right now. It's making me crazy that he's free, right? Is it making anyone else crazy? Yeah, don't worry, pray. That's what we do. It's making me crazy that this man is free. That Trump is a free agent right now. Really, really making me nuts. So we're on the brink. What he's doing right now is he's it's like right before January 6th. He's coercing his base to feel violent, to be violent. Tweet Scotchy, you're crazy. We're all a little crazy, right? It's making me crazy. Copyright violations, changing text. And we'll have to look into that with the books. Yeah, so everybody just oh yeah, right. Yeah, Joanne, try keeping something a secret nowadays. It just lock him up. I mean, on January 7th, the appropriate thing would have been to arrest him on January 7th. I can't help it. It does make me crazy. He incites violence daily. Yes, and I just want you to know that what I'm picking up on is he's making a plan for violence. Let's drain the Republican swamp. It is absolutely true that whatever he projects onto others is what he's doing himself. We should all go red as in red dresses and protest. Okay, so I'm picking 3 cards about... Let me do this again. Okay, I'm picking 3 cards about what's coming next week. It's 88 minutes, and let's just look at that. He should have been arrested on January 6th. They were too afraid to, and that's what's going on right now, too. It's not afraid, it's not afraid. They're really, what they're doing, what the DOJ is doing, what all these prosecutors are doing, it's not afraid. It's figuring out how to navigate this. I wish Trump would run to Russia. I wish that, I wish he was gone. I wish he'd moved to Russia too. They're actually, it can't be easy, because no matter how you slice it, there's gonna be violence, right? Where's my red smock with a weird hood? Okay, so this is what's going to come down next week. There's going to be a lot of wool pulled over people's eyes. So that's once again, that's the delusional thinking. I think they're going to... Gloria's saying call in the military. I think that they're figuring that out. Yeah. Yes, we will prevail. I think they're figuring that out. I think they're figuring out what the military, what parameters, the military will have. Yeah, we have... Is that really a quote from the Wicked Witch of the West? These things must be handled delicately so as not to hurt the spell. The Wicked Witch of the West. Really? Is that a quote from The Wizard of Oz? Yeah, we're gonna pray for the violence not to come. I'm just saying that's what's. So you have to understand, when I'm doing a reading, I'm reading the energy that's out there. The energy that's out there is there are plans for violence. Don't worry, be happy, be hopey. That's all. It does. I mean, the thing about a reading, maybe some of you don't know. I'm not sure, but when there's a reading, the reading tells you the way the energy is right now, which kind of points to the direction it's heading. But we can intervene. All is well. All is well. My chant. Seven of Cups is he's going to tell. Look up the statistics on how many times Trump lied from the minute he entered the White House. Somebody's saying, why did not calling the military January 6th, Trump stopped it? Oh, it's too late for me to get into that right now. Michael Flynn should not be in the military, absolutely. He's not still, I don't think. Anyway, the Four of Swords. So, we are the exhausted majority. It's going to be exhausting. It's going to be exhausting. The Page of Pentacles, the Five. This is going to be a challenging week coming up. Over 30,000 lies. Oh, it's beyond that. It's beyond that. I think it's more than 15,000 too. It's probably an infinite number that we can't count. The angrier you get, the funnier you are. That's good. Flynn should be court-martialed. So anyway, it will be challenging, but the law is gonna, stay afloat. Yes, and remember, I mean, I hope it's not true that Americans are in general, as a whole, are too wimpy to handle what we need to handle. Right? How about if I pick 3 cards for your St. Patty's Day Luck of the Irish? Where's the handcuff emoji? Is there a handcuff emoji? There might be. So I'll pick 3 cards to get us through the next few days. And I'll be back with another PNN. Yes, pray to St. Michael the Archangel. I'll be back for another PNN on Monday. Yes, Americans are strong. 9/11 proved it. Yes, and what we really need to do is get that energy back. We need the energy that happened after 9/11 to be back happening. Because that's why we're here. That is why we're here. Okay, I'm going to pick 3 cards. So I'll be back for PNN on Monday. But please consider joining us on Sunday for our spring equinox new moon in Aries Ostara celebration. Sign up on my website. It's not expensive. It's only $30 to be part of that. And so these are for the week. Okay. The Magician keeps coming up. The Magician says that we can work with the energy. So I know the Magician keeps coming up around Trump, but the Magician is coming up around us also. So it has a different kind of an energy when I'm doing the card for the collective to kind of end the reading tonight. So we can use our energy to change the trajectory of things. We are the Magician. Yeah. Thank you, Tim. That's so sweet. Queen of Swords. Democracy prevails. I mean, we're going to see signs that democracy is winning. We just have to keep our intentions up. The Ten of Pentacles. We're going to see where the money. We're going to see where the money leads. Following the money. We're going to find out a lot about following the money. And Spec Miracles. That's from Course of Miracles. We're going to find out a lot about following the money. I mean, I keep on hearing about this connection that Trump had with, contributions from Putin, and I keep rolling my eyes going, gosh, I've known that all along. Haven't you guys? Trump's running away from home. I don't see him running away from home. I don't see that. I think we covered a lot tonight, right? We are the power. Your minister, $30 to go to church? No, it's not $30 to go to church. Sunday, thank you. Thank you, Amy. It's not $30 to come to church. Did I say that wrong? Sunday evening, if you'd like to join us for a gathering, it's like a class, you know, where I teach you about spring equinox and Ostara and all that, and we do a ritual. So it's kind of like a party. Anyway, so that's Sunday night, and I have Church of Spirituality Sunday at 1. Yeah, church is free. Speaking of money, I really do appreciate your donations. There's a tip jar below, and I really do appreciate it when you support my work and help me to support you by booking a reading and joining in on classes. It's a win-win. Church of Spirituality. And thank you. Yes, we need to start boycotting companies that do not support democracy. Pia is saying, we're with you. We're all in this together. Remember how we were saying that 3 years ago when COVID started? We're all in this together. Together we can. Yes, we can. Okay, I stayed too long. Love you guys. It was a lot to comb through, but we did it. Namaste. See you soon. All right. Thank you, Dancing Warrior. Thank you all. Good night. Happy St. Patty's.